my third point, we are already making investments in the clean energy future. The Recovery Act designates $500 million for projects that prepare workers for careers in the education and for of Labor announced 5 grant solicitation competitions for the $500 million in Recovery Act funds. These solicitations required significant labor management and employer partnerships and targeted vulnerable and underserved communities. $50 million of the approximately $500 million is targeted toward green job training in auto communities, and $5 million of the $500 million is dedicated toward current Department of Labor grantees, including those in women in apprenticeship and non-traditional occupations. As of yesterday, all 5 competitions have closed, and the department is in the process of reviewing applications. The request for these funds has been significant. Nearly 900 applications have been received, which are fully responsive to the grant requirements, and we hope to be able to award these training grants in the coming months. Our commitment to green jobs extends throughout the Department of Labor's programs. For example, the Office of Apprenticeship funded the development and/or adaptation of national guideline standards for apprenticeships, which include green jobs. The Veterans Employment and Training Service has awarded $7.5 million to train 3,000 veterans in careers in the clean energy economy. Future construction and repair of Job Corps facilities will incorporate green technologies, and green job training will be incorporated into curricula at all centers. On Earth Day, Secretary Solis and CEQ Chair Sutley held a roundtable focused on women in the green economy. And the Women's Bureau has been hosting green jobs roundtables across the country and are already starting to ensure that women of all ages and socioeconomic groups are aware of the new green job sector, are recruited, and have access to adequate training. Secretary Solis recognizes that our investments at the Department of Labor cannot be made in a vacuum, so we're trying to work strategically with other partners. In March, she traveled to the Community College of Allegheny County with Secretary Chu to make the announcement about the community block grants. Secretaries Solis and Donovan have partnered so that public housing residents can more easily find training programs and sustainable employment in the green job sectors. And Secretaries Solis, Duncan, and Chu announced a partnership to leverage resources to create jobs, educate, train, and employ workers. Throughout the summer, the Council on Environmental Quality led 11 different federal agencies to deliver a report on recovery to the President. Monday morning, the Vice President joined Secretary Solis and several of her colleagues to discuss the plan to build on the Recovery Act's investment in energy efficiency so it can be easier and more fit our homes. And for us, retrofitting homes means jobs. Finally, the U.S. has promoted clean energy and reduced carbon pollution than at any other time in our history, from making the largest ever investment in renewable energy to investing billions in energy waste. And President Obama is committed to passing comprehensive energy legislation. For our part, we are making sure these jobs are good jobs for everyone. We must ensure that workers have access to quality training, good wages, potential for growth, and safe working environments. We must be exporting products, not paychecks. We must not ignore the disconnect that persisted between economic growth and middle-class incomes, even when the economy was good. And we must ensure that both diversity and inclusion are reflected in federal funding of green jobs workforce training. Enactment of comprehensive energy legislation will help ensure that the United States leads the world for the race for clean energy technology. That means it will create millions of clean energy jobs in the United States, in addition to addressing our dependence on foreign sources of energy. In conclusion, there's room for everyone in this clean energy economy. The Secretary has made that message loud and clear here at the Department of Labor. She's carried it to tribal leaders in New Mexico, veterans in San Francisco and San Antonio, miners in West Virginia, auto workers in Michigan, solar panel manufacturers in Tennessee, and manufacturing students in Arkansas. At the Department of Labor, we believe that green jobs, if we implement them correctly, can be an opportunity for the nation to regain economic and an opportunity for our families to achieve it as well.
Thank you, Megan. We really appreciate your oversight and your overview and insights today. It is now my pleasure to introduce Jane Belinga, the Executive Director of Chicago Women in Trades. Chicago Women in Trades has been a grantee partner of Chicago Foundation for Women since 1986. All told, we have awarded 33 grants totaling over $335,000 in this time period. Jane Valinga has recently assumed the role of Executive Director for Chicago Women in Trades after 10 years of service as the agency's Director of Programs. During this time, she developed and managed large-scale expansion of program services, which has included replication at local community colleges, the acquisition of a 12,000 square foot workshop facility, and the development of a new skill training courses in collaboration with industry and workforce development partners. Prior to joining the staff of Chicago Women in Trades, Ms. Valinga spent 13 years directing workforce development programs for refugees, including the initiation and management of successful multi-agency job training.
Hello?
Hi,
Go ahead, Jane.
Hi, okay, good. I was having trouble with my mute, so hopefully this is working. Anyway, we really appreciate the Women's Foundation's getting ahead of this and trying to figure out how we can connect women to one of these few bright spots in the economy right now. So Chicago Women in Trades was founded as a self-group and support organization by tradeswomen in 1981. And our mission is to improve women's economic equity by increasing their access and participation in skilled blue-collar occupations, mostly in the construction industry. And to achieve this goal, we offer career education, training, placement assistance, and retention services, advocate for policies and practices that improve access in construction, provide technical assistance to other organizations to promote replication and institutionalization, and foster self-help and community through networking, mentorship, and trade-specific support group and community development. So our training goals are to prepare women to compete for and retain in apprenticeship programs, primarily in other non-traditional occupations. And most of the people we serve are low-income minority women. About 50% of them are single parents, and most of them are coming in with, basic skills deficiencies like sixth grade. The math level would be common for the program. And in addition to the vocational training, they don't usually have a lot of work experience, and they need the basic skills development at the same time. So we offer an integrated program that includes career education and workforce readiness, math and test preparation, basic construction skills, and hands-on training in carpentry, electrical, plumbing, pipe fitting, that kind of thing, and physical conditioning. And right now we're working to augment the program to include training that is directly related to some of the job opportunities that might be developed through green investment, specifically, more entry-level work such as the weatherization installers. And, but, we're basically focusing on those green jobs that are going to be created related to the construction industry. And because a lot of that work is really expansion of or changes in existing occupations, we've already seen some of the impact of green investment. And the story they wanted me to share with you is we have one student who was trained in our program a couple of years ago. We did a program out in Joliet where there's not a whole lot of women in those apprenticeship programs out there. And when she started the program, she was making like $14 an hour working at Home Depot, where she'd been working for 8 years. And she'd always wanted to be in the trades, didn't know how to do it. And after graduating from the program, she applied to virtually every apprenticeship program in town and was accepted to the Ironworkers Local 444, where she was, this is so hard to believe day and age, but where she was the first woman ever accepted into that program and only woman in that program. But they got a lot of the wind farm work. So she's been working on the wind farm now and has the experience probably now to be able to go to the other 4 projects that are starting up in their area.